So my name is Daniela. I'm 19 years old. Right now I'm not working, but I am in school. And my
And that's
highest.
water, guys.
Yeah, it's water.
That's water, guys. It ain't
water.
alcohol.
Water.
It is.
Water.
But he came up to me and my friend and he offered us alcohol. He said, like, do you guys want to drink? And I was like, no, thank you. Cause, like, you know, like I've drank in high school and stuff like that, but I knew I was going on a podcast. So I knew I wanted to be coherent when I was like on live.
So this is before you go on. You're 19 years old and they're offering you alcohol. That's classy.
But my highest level of education is
We're in college now.
Yeah, I'm in college now, but like highest for now is high school.
Okay. Yeah, which, right, 19 years old.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
What's good? It's your boy Allende coming back with another one on Authentic Alphas, and this is a special request. It's about them goofy dudes over there at Fresh and Fit. You know, it's been a while, but like I said, it's a special request. So I'm sure you guys heard by now that some, random young chick has surfaced with a interesting story about her encounter with Mr. Myron Gaines. And she's, I guess, supposedly exposing him, but these are things that he's been accused of in the past. Nothing new to me, as I've heard it all before in person from many, many females, which is why I allegedly accused him of being a grapist. And I got a lot of, retarded ass feedback for that from all these fanboys telling me that, oh, I know you hate Myron, but that doesn't make it okay to spread false allegations. It's like, okay, dumbasses, you people don't know this dude. You never met this dude. You never been around this dude. If I'm saying what I'm saying, what makes you think I'm saying it based on the information that you have available to you? I might be saying it because I have, inside information. I might have seen some things personally. I might have witnessed some things, being with him so often. But in any event, this video is not going to be to bash, Myron. I mean, they bash themselves. They do enough of that. And I've kind of been there, done that. So all the personal animosity for these guys is already dying out from me. We're all getting too busy for it. But I am still on my mission and my quest to provide teachable moments to young men younger than me, my age, older, whatever it is. So I'm going to get into how you avoid looking like a PepeLePew. And I'm also going to promote my new tech support campaign that's going to be coming to you guys, helping you learn how to text and interact with females so you don't make a fool of yourself. You don't talk your way out of the pussy. You don't waste your time, waste your money, make a fool of yourself, all that kind of good stuff. And I'm going to use this situation with your boy Myron Gaines to showcase some of those points that I've tried to make to Myron himself, but he didn't want to listen, and here he is again getting accused of some things. So we got 10 things here that I want to point out about this particular situation that I think a lot of guys can learn from, or I know a lot of guys can learn from. And I guess the first thing, or the first glaring thing that jumps out to me is that the girl is only 19 and she was one of the less attractive girls on the panel. Now, I've said many, many of times, if you're going to shoot your shot, you might as well go for, the most attractive girl, in your vicinity. You might as well. It's likely you're going to get rejected because that's just the nature of females. Why do you want to get rejected by a subpar or average female? She's not even going to respect you subconsciously for hollering at her in the first place. And you guys are going to see proof of that as we go through this little bit of content here.
So you appeared at the beginning of the year. Now, how did you end up on the show?
So basically what had happened was I had, she's my best friend, one of my best friends. She lived out where I live in right now. I live in New Jersey. So she moved out to Miami around like November, September of last year. And when she moved out to Miami, she was like, she had her own apartment. So she was looking for something to financially like support her. So she went on this site where it was like a dating type of site. And, it was for financially,
Sugar
like
daddy.
relationships. Yeah.
All right.
And so she met Fresh on that site.
I started with 10 just because I thought the number 10 was fitting to the point that I was making, which was that you need to approach a woman as close to 10 as you potentially can get. So if that's 6, I guess go for the 6. But if that's 8, go for the 8, because you don't want to get rejected by the lesser. You want to always train up. Just like when you're at the gym, you don't train to be weaker, you train to be stronger. But I'm going to go ahead and go back to 1 and just do it in the regular order now from 1 through 9. And number 1 on this list pertaining to this situation is going to be, do not pursue women that monetize their sexuality. All right? Let me break it down just a little bit, and then we're going to have to reiterate it because these goofballs they keep reiterating it themselves. Now, I tell guys this, I've already said this before many times on the channel. For the guys who don't even know how to handle regular chicks, if you don't know how to handle chicks that work at Target, you have no business trying to talk to girls that work at Hooters, or girls that are bartenders, or girls that are cocktail waitresses. It's another level of complication that your ass is not ready for. Yes, this video is going to be very frank, blunt, and direct like all of my videos. All right? That's the best way I can do it.
I'm pretty sure they previously had gotten exposed for that. Like, I think a year ago, how they had like a whole dating show, but they were found on this app. So it was kind of contradicting. But she had hung out with him a few times, but it was mostly like they were more friends than anything. So she got pretty close with him.
If you can't deal with a chick that works at Target, you're not going to fucking do well with a chick that works at Hooters. Because she's already monetizing her attention. She's already monetizing her time, her sexuality, her conversation, the whole 9 yards.
I think the whole funny thing that you're touching on is how they complain about women being gold diggers, but they're finding women to date on on sugar daddy websites. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Just like he said, it's like you can't sit here and criticize gold diggers, but then you're over here like pursuing gold diggers. But here's the thing. If you accept the reality of the situation, you understand the jungle, you understand the nature of it, you understand the predator, you understand the prey, right? You know where you fit in, you know where she fits in, then you can conduct business accordingly. So it's not so much that they're dealing with gold diggers, it's that they're like trying to deal with gold diggers. They don't know how, they don't have the experience, they don't have the maturity, they don't even know how to leverage their resources. These are young boys out here fumbling the ball. So I'm gonna go ahead and repeat it again. If you're considering going this route, I'm very familiar with it. I'm very familiar with guys that monetize their time. I'm very familiar with females that monetize their time. I know the game in and out on both sides. Holla at your boy.
And like the more I get into this stuff, like I kind of had like my own debate with Myron off camera. Like it's just like they're very, I could say Fit is a very insecure man from my experience with him. But like it's like it's a very hypocritical podcast.
So you see how Walter, aka Fresh, is in the damn friend zone with a girl that he met off of Seeking Arrangements. Okay, my point exactly. A lot of guys this happens to because of what I just said. You're trying to deal with a chick that monetizes her sexuality and you don't even know how to deal with regular, chicks, okay? So don't do that because you're not ready for that. Sugar babies and the sugar daddy connection, that's supposed to either be mutual or the sugar daddy is running the situation. And obviously it's best when the sugar daddy's running the situation. This is the guy who's gonna come and say, this is your allowance, this is what I'm willing to pay, but this is what I want in exchange. If you fall into the damn friend zone in that scenario, your dumb ass is paying, doing favors and doing all kind of things, and you're either not getting the buns or you're not getting the buns on the schedule programming that you want. In other words, you failed because you're paying for a product or service and you're not getting it on your terms. Again, that's retarded. You don't go to the dealership, tell them how you want your car custom, and then they charge you for everything, and then you don't get the car custom the way you want it. You get the car the way they feel like giving it to you. So, guys, okay? This is for my guys that are probably a little bit older. Before you go spend your money on the broad, jump in my email, book a consult, and tell me what you're about to do so I can tell you how to not screw that up. All right? A lot of you guys just do not know how to deal with chicks that monetize their time and sexuality, and you will fall flat on your face. I'm extremely familiar with it. Give me a fucking call.
But he came up to me and my friend and he offered us alcohol. He said, like, do you guys want to drink? And I was like, no, thank you. Cause, like, you know, like I've drank in high school and stuff like that, but I knew I was going on a podcast. So I knew I wanted to be coherent when I was like on live.
So this is before you go on. You're 19 years old and they're offering you alcohol. That's classy.
A lot of these things, when I first say it, it's going to be like common sense, like, oh yeah, duh, and everybody knows it. You don't. Most guys don't know it. The things on this list are very commonly done, okay? Over 80% of males out here do several of the things on this list. This is rule of thumb stuff. This is basically the gospel. I'm telling you, avoid falling into any of these potholes and get a clear shot at what you're trying to do. You either make the shot or you miss it. The point is you got a clear shot and there was no BS. You guys are setting yourself up for BS when you do things on this list. So number 2 is going to be, do not give females of any age drugs. Okay, the next part of that is going to be, do not give underage girls alcohol.
Yeah, and then so they offered me a White Claw, so I was like, no, thank you. And they were like, come on. So like, I just took the White Claw and I opened it and pretended like, you know, like, oh yeah, I have a White Claw.
Pressured you, in fact, to take an alcoholic beverage. We love that.
Yeah, and then after that, the one guy, he came out with like a tequila bottle. I don't know where he got this bottle from, but he was like, oh, who wants to take a shot with me? And the 2 other girls were like, no, thank you. And then he looked over at me and my friend, and he was like, come on, guys, come on, like, come on, take a shot with me. Don't make me do this by myself. And so my friend was like, you know what, whatever, I'll just do it. So he could stop asking, basically. And
I use definitive terms because what I'm saying is there is no what about, there is no, but just this one time that, no.
And Walter came up to me and he said to me, do you want to go on a double date with me and Myron? And I said, with who? And he said, your friend. So they wanted to go on a double date with my friend, me, and Fresh and Fit. And they said that they wanted to vlog it. And then I obviously denied.
Example of what I'm going to be teaching guys, showing guys, demonstrating the guys, giving tutorials on, because it's just it's a perfect example of why this type of support that I'm creating is necessary. Now, number 3 is be direct. No confirmation means there's no justification for participation.
So again, you're 19, he's 35, and he's trying to take you out on a date?
So yeah, Walter was the one that approached me on it. Mind you, I didn't say a word to Myron, so I never like knew who, like I didn't know him in person. I knew him from like social media, but like he never spoke to me the whole time until we got on the podcast. So Walter came up to me like with this proposition of, we're going to go on a vlog and ooh, like it's going to be a big deal. And I simply was like, no, like I'll pass on it, simply because I don't want to be associated with them, like at all. Like,
smart.
So I was like, yeah, I'll think about it. And
now what I mean by that is, you see how Myron was like not even coming at her, he was like sending Fresh, which means now when Fresh comes back and tells you what he said and what she said, it's secondhand because you didn't hear him say it and he spoke for you, but you didn't speak yourself, so you don't know exactly how she responded. You didn't get to see the body language yourself. You didn't get to read her facial expressions or anything. It's way too, I don't want to take the risk, I don't want her to, bro, there's no reason for that. Be direct. Girls know that boys like girls. Girls know that boys have penises and girls have vaginas, and boys want to put their penis in girls' vaginas. Girls know that. So there's no point in all these little silly ass games. Be direct. Go to a female. Say what you gotta say. Get to the point. Then let her know what it is you want her to do, at least first. And that might be, I'd love to see you again. Or what are you doing after this? Let's kick it. You want to go get something to drink? You want to get a bite to eat? Direct. And if she does not give you a direct confirmation, you get the fuck out of there. That's what I mean by no confirmation means there's no justification for further participation. So you saw how she straight up said she was not interested, but she didn't say that. She said, I'll think about it. Now, that's classic female nature. Women are passive, men are supposed to be direct. Women are agreeable, men are expected to be disagreeable. Okay? Now, obviously nowadays, the gender roles and attitudes and temperaments all over the fucking place. But generally speaking, that's how the masculine and the feminine energy is supposed to work. Women are all about choice. They want to choose. Men are all about pursuing, taking, okay, what they want. Now, The fact that she wasn't direct with Fresh and just said, yo, I'm not interested in your boy, and just left it at that.
After the show ended, they gave us a ride home. So we had gotten into the car.
I can count about how many times on both my hands in my whole life that a female has been direct about not feeling one of my homeboys or one of my cousins. There was a chick in Texas, I had 2 girls to myself, I brought them both home. My cousin came home unexpected, so I was down to share. I went over to her, I was like, yo, what's up with my cousin? Why don't you give him a lap dance? She gave him a lap dance, it was all good, so I went in like, yo, what's up? We're gonna split up, I'm gonna take Shorty upstairs and you kick it with my cousin. She straight up told me, yo, your cousin's ugly, I'm not interested. I thought this was us 3. Most of the time, that's not going to be the deal, guys.
Got back to the apartment and I left my wallet, and I guess it was a gift from God, but I left my wallet in Myron's car because he was the one driving, and my friend's keys were in my wallet. So we had to get the wallet back because we couldn't get back into the apartment. Mind you, it's like 5 a.m. in Miami. And we start calling Walter. He's not answering. It's like a whole game of cat and mouse. And Myron gets the wallet, and Walter was like, oh, he wants your friend's number if he's going to bring back the wallet, meaning me.
So she straight up just showed you that women will be very passive about it. She straight up lied to Fresh and said, I think about it, when she knew she already made the decision. She did not want to go kick it with Myron. So he's barking up the wrong tree is my point. And the reason why he doesn't know that is because A, he didn't approach her himself like a fucking man, and B, he wasn't just direct and like, listen, this is what I want to do. Are you down or nah? You see that song? That song was a hit. Are you trying to or nah? Are you trying to or nah? What you're doing is you're giving her an ultimatum. You down to do what I want to do or nah? Meaning if you say nah, I'm gone. If you say yeah, then we gonna do that. And that's also how later on down the line, all these other numbers that are gonna come up, they won't even come up. Straight up. Right here on number 3, if you are direct and you get a direct confirmation from the girl, guess what? You ain't even got to worry about the other 6 things on the list. All right? Keep that in mind.
So I was like, sure, like I need my wallet. Like I'm not going to text this guy anyways. So he gets my number and he brings back the wallet. And I had basically texted him saying like, don't steal my wallet, like before he put it back. And then he started talking about how I look like Tim Poole.
All right, number 4. Number 4 is learn how to flirt properly. I have a video from way back when. It was called Always Flirt. Okay, my whole life I flirted. And when I say that, whole life, I mean that. I mean, I was a little boy flirting with grown-ass women. I used to flirt with my mom's friends. I used to flirt with my aunt's friends, straight up, because I was already practicing. I already knew that when I got older, I wanted to be like one of the dudes I see on TV that's like smooth with it, that's like Casanova. You know what I'm saying? I remember watching Tom Cruise in Top Gun, how he was, you know, kicking it to the shorty in the Air Force. So anyway, what I'm trying to say, guys, is you need to take every opportunity to flirt with women. I'm not talking about actually trying to like get somewhere with it. I'm talking about you need to just be like sparring. Like, I don't even want this chick's number. I'm not trying to do nothing with her. She's a 4 or a 5, but it's good practice. It's good sparring. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, baby, you know, I like those heels. Oh, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but how tall are you really, though? Oh, I'm actually only 5'3". Hey, well, we all the same height in the bed anyway, right? Whatever it is, guys, the point is play with it. Play back and forth with it. Get good at it. Because you ain't going to be telling bitches they look like Tim Poole. That ain't going to cut it.
And then he started talking about how I look like Tim Poole. And I was like, what?
Sorry? Is that his way of coming on to you?
I guess. I thought, I don't know.
So you got a 35-year-old dude here who doesn't know how to flirt with chicks. All right? And I can have this conversation with you because I've been there with this person, with this individual, thinking to myself, bro, what are you saying right now? Like, what are you saying to this chick? Okay, the amount of times I've thought that about him, I'm like, who says that? All right, so guys, learn how to flirt with women. It is an art. Do not underestimate it. Get the fuck in my email, and I'll tell you how to practice flirting.
Yeah, so he said I look like Tim Poole, and then I guess that was his way of flirting. I don't know. And then he tried to maintain a conversation with me, like through text, and I was like not answering him because I had gotten my wallet back. And I only had about like 3 more days I had left in my trip, and me and my friend were saying like, you know, it would be fun to sit here and like make him look dumb. Like he sits here and he thinks that he can get all these women, but then a 19-year-old like doesn't like, you know, like rejects him. So basically he kept like texting me every day. Like when I wouldn't respond, he would just say hello, 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 like called me. I never answered. And then
Little
eventually
needy,
I was like,
little desperate.
and I was like, if I'm gonna hang out with him, like I'm okay to hang out with him to like, cause like you can't interrupt him on the podcast, but I can interrupt you at dinner. So I basically said, you know what? Yeah, if we're gonna hang out, I want to eat dinner or go to lunch. Simple. And he said, well, you can come to my place and see if you can handle me. And
Wow.
I was like, no, he said if you can handle it.
All right, so you see how he was doing the whole Fresh thing. That's Fresh's line. Fresh's line isn't can you handle it. Fresh's line is it can you handle me. And the funny thing is, Myron act like he the one that really know how to deal with the chicks, but he's over here stealing Fresh's most popular line. That's Fresh's most popular line. He does it with every chick, and it's actually very clever because he's doing what I was saying earlier. He's getting a confirmation. That's why he's saying like, hey, before you come, before I fly you out, before I pay your Uber, before whatever, hey, can you handle me though? Can you handle me though? Because the chick is either going to say, yeah, I can handle it, or she's going to say, handle what? What are you talking about? And that way you're getting the confirmation of, listen, I'm trying to smash, shorty. I'm trying to smash. You down for that? Can you handle that? So here's Myron trying to do that, but not only does he fumble it, but she's basically like, no, I don't want to handle any of that. And of course, he's still going to pursue. But the point is he should have got the memo right then and there and saved himself the rest of this horrific story.
No, sorry, I have to do something today. Sorry, I'm hanging out with my friend.
That's awesome.
And I basically, I would hint at it like several times, not hint at it, but I would say like, if we're going to go out, can Izzy and Walter, so can my friend and Walter come? And he was like, oh, well, you can't leave your friend alone. And I was like, not really. Because it was basically, I never wanted to be alone with him at all. I didn't.
All right, so you see what I'm talking about how she's not being direct. She's over here saying, oh, I'm kind of busy. I'm hanging out with my friend. This, that. Bro, she don't like you. She don't like you, bro. There was only one time somebody had to tell me that in my life, bro. It was my boy Ralphie, and he was actually wrong. That's the funny thing. He was wrong. The chick actually was feeling me, but when he said that, it really made me make sure and confirm a chick is trying to fuck with me before I make a fool of myself. Because unlike most dudes, I don't get my validation from chicks, bro. I really don't give a shit what women think. In my mind, they're not even on my level. I care about what the OGs think. I care about what the dudes I look up to think. So to have older dudes that I respect, that I'm trying to learn game from, be like, bro, why you out here playing yourself, man? You're embarrassing yourself. This chick is not feeling you. Stop sweating up. Bro, you coming off mad thirsty. Chill, fall back. So he made me like super self-conscious about whether or not a chick was interested in me when he said that. He was like, bro, she don't want you, bro. She don't like you, bro. And I was like, damn. I'm like, oh shit. But it turned out the chick did want me, and I did smash, and it was all good. But the point is, my antennas were up. All right? So you dudes got to get your antennas up, because I be out here in these streets, bro. I be listening. I be a fly on the wall all the time. And when I be out in these streets, bro, I see nothing but horrible game. Horrible game. I see guys can't read the room. Guys can't flirt. Guys don't know how to read body language. Dudes be creeping a chick out, and they be thinking they're doing it. They're like, oh yeah, she likes me. She's feeling me. It's like, no. Just because the chick is talking back with you, bro, does not mean she's feeling you. And this chick is giving you a perfect example of that. Just because a girl's texting back or talking back or answering your questions does not mean she's feeling you. Quite the contraire, mon cher. So, like I said, tech support is going to be all that in a bag of chips, because I'm going to be showing you guys how to actually look for the right cues. I'm going to be showing you guys how to understand and interpret choosing signals. I'm going to be showing you guys how to figure out when you're creeping a chick out, making a chick uncomfortable or uninterested. It's going to save you a lot of fucking, headache.
I thought it was my last day, and me and my friend had gone out to the club that was around her area. And when we went in there, we were doing our own thing, and Walter had showed up. And he came up to us, like we went to his table, he was talking to us, and he comes straight up to me and he says, well, Myron wants you. And I said, a child? Like, because I know I'm not a minor.
I mean, you're 19, and
I'm freshly out of being a minor.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you practically just finished high school at that point, right?
Yeah, I probably just finished my first year of college, but.
And so, was it weird for you for this 35-year-old man to be so persistently pursuing you?
Yeah, it was very. What I describe it as, like, when I on the podcast, I was sick to my stomach just being on the podcast itself. But like just being in his presence, like later in the night, I felt very sick because it was just weird. Like just like
So
knowing...
I find it odd too that his buddy, these guys they're like kindergartens. Like he's sending his buddy to be like, hey, you want to go on a double date? Or yo, my buddy really likes you. It's like, dude, this guy talks about alpha maleness. He's sending love notes through his buddy, which is cute, you know, if it's age appropriate.
So we're on number 5. And, oh shit, Cinco de Mayo in this bitch. All right, so we're on number 5. And number 5 is, don't be desperate, okay? Don't be desperate, guys. And again, this is one of those where people are like, oh, that's obvious, Andy. Of course you don't want to be desperate. Stop, okay? Over 80% of guys be doing this. The entire point of this conversation I'm having is that guys aren't aware. They're not aware that they're coming off desperate. Okay? They're not aware that they're cringe. They're not aware that they're creeping the chick out. So when I'm saying don't be desperate, what I'm saying is don't text certain things. Don't say certain things. Don't accept certain things. Don't ask certain questions. It's going to make you look desperate, whether you think you're desperate or not. And the reality is most of you motherfuckers are desperate. You're just telling yourself something else. You're just in denial. So again, this is a glaring example because it's like, number one, why you're 35 chasing a 19-year-old? This shit's ridiculous. Why are you the star and you're chasing, you know, just some random guest on the show? Like, and she's basically saying, like, dude, like, what? Why are you so thirsty? Like, what is it? Like, I'm not that. What is it, bro? Like, I don't get it. So when you're doing that, what you're forcing her to do is submerge her mental into curiosity. And that curiosity isn't about how interesting you are. That curiosity is, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I guess I said to Walter, like, a child. Like, I'm young. And I said, what is it so attractive about me that he wants me this bad? That it's been like 3 days that he can't get out of my cell phone. And also he talks about being this famous #1 men's podcast, but you're stuck on a 19-year-old.
#1 men's podcast? What does that even mean?
Like
#1 human trafficking podcast in the world? It's not, the competition isn't tight.
What is wrong with you why you're this desperate? What is wrong with you why no other chicks want you? What is wrong with you why you're accepting and tolerating this much rejection and yet still going? Why don't you have another chick to call? Why don't you already have a chick waiting on you? Like, why don't you have like a rotation? Why don't you, bro, I'm a G. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a G. I fucks with G's. So I'm telling you, if you're a G, you got something every night of the week, bro. If you're a G, your phone is ringing, your shit's texting all the time. Because some girls like, hey baby, what's up? Where are you? Are you done working yet? That's a G. I'm keeping it real with you. And women know that because women are on the other end of a G's phone. So if you're acting like that, a girl's thinking to herself, this motherfucker don't got no broads, which means no broads want him. There's no pre-selection there. That means all the chicks that know him don't like him because they're not hitting up his phone. Come on, man. Fucks with me. I'm a G in this shit. I know what I'm talking about. So when you're doing shit like this, you're thinking you're not coming off desperate, but to the girl, you're confessing. You're confessing. You're in court like, I am a desperate motherfucker. My dick is dried in the Sahara Desert. I got no broads on deck. Please be my only option. Don't be desperate.
I asked him, like, what is it about me that he's so attracted to? He said, you're his type. Again, I said a child. And he said, no. He said, no, you're just his type. And I said, can you elaborate? But he wouldn't elaborate. So I said to him, I said, I disagree on everything that he says. I'm pretty sure I look pretty young and I don't know what it is like about whatever. So we get to the point of Walter just keeps saying that Myron wants me. And I was like, okay, then I'll get back to him later in the night. And I was trying to avoid him as much as possible. And then the night goes on and I have like a drink or two with my friend and I'm like ready to eat food with everybody. So we tell Walter, can we go get food? And he's like, yeah, sure. Like, let's get in the car. So we get in the car. My friend is in the front seat. I'm in the back seat. Walter's in the front and they're driving. And Myron just kept saying like, oh, do you want to go get something to eat? I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, let's go with my friend and Walter. And he was like, yeah, sure. I also tried getting Myron out to the club. So again, like I didn't want to be alone with him. And he refused to go to the club because he said clubs for losers, but it's great for girls. I don't know what he meant by that. But so Walter, my friend was like, oh yeah, that's great. Like, let's get food with each other. And Walter looked over and like signaled her like, no, like we're not doing that.
All right, I already told you guys don't be fucking desperate. But I guess I gotta throw this in there too, because of these clowns. Don't have your friends be desperate for you either. All right, so duh. I shouldn't have to say that, but I'm like, hold on. I'm thinking to myself, Allende, you're probably gonna have to say that. There's some guys that still aren't gonna get it. So you don't be desperate, and you don't let your friends be desperate for you. You don't let your friends be the one to keep bugging a chick or asking a chick something on your behalf. In fact, you should never do that anyway. Damn sure, let alone having your friend repeating himself. Talking about, like, Walter's over here, like, nah, we ain't gonna do that. But basically forcing the girl to have to be alone with Myron. Guys, do not do any shit like this. Don't. Okay? And if you're even considering stupid shit like this, raise your hand and let me know so I can tell you how stupid that's gonna play out. All right? Do not be desperate.
So eventually, like, we pull up in front of the podcast apartment, and Myron's coming out of the building, and I get out of the car, and Walter leaves with my friend and took her to, like,
Oh
another club.
no.
So I'm with Myron by myself. So we get into his car, and he drives us to, like, this, like, this spot. I don't know why it was open at 5 a.m., but we sat down, we ate food. And mind you, from the minute I saw him when I got out of the car to the minute that I left with him, I was debating him the whole time. And not even debating, just telling him how much I hate his views and, like, him himself. And fun fact, he told me that he's never been in a relationship. So I had asked him, so what gives you the right to sit there and have a podcast about dating advice?
Wait. He's never been in a relationship?
All right, guys. Also, trying to negotiate attraction, trying to explain to a girl why you're supposed to be a catch, that also falls into the category of desperate. And I want to point this out because when career women, independent women, successful women, boss babes, or whatever type of babes, sit there and try to explain why they're a catch, yet no dude wants them, you know what that comes off as? Oh, that's right, number 5, desperate. So if you're going to be sitting there trying to tell a girl that she's supposed to like you or want to kick it with you and she doesn't, that's also desperate, guys.
Basically, my friend was alone with Fresh, and I was alone with Fit. Perfect.
Jesus.
It was a perfect night. And we get to, like, this restaurant, and I basically ask him, like, what are your political views? I'm asking about all of his views. Because I'm thinking, like, if Walter's this nice off camera, maybe Myron's the same way. Nope, I was wrong. In fact, he's worse. But so whatever. The whole time I'm just, like, asking him his views. I'm debating him. He said something about, like, the thing too that his habit is that he spits out vocab vomit, and he thinks that he sounds smart. But it's like, I'm confused. Like, we're off camera. You can speak English now, not red pill beta. Like, no. Yeah. And he just doesn't stop. So, like, I'm just like, whatever. So that's the whole conversation throughout the dinner.
All right. So this brings me to number 6. And this is another thing that I tell both men and women all the damn time. And that's know what to talk about and what not to talk about in the presence of the opposite sex. You gotta know what's appropriate discussion material. Just to give you a quick, comparison. When I was in jail, more so prison, one of the things I learned real fast is there's certain things you don't talk about in prison, bro, okay? And the top 3 things you don't talk about in prison is politics, religion, and what was the other one? Politics, religion, and I'm pretty sure it's race. So anyhow, you don't want to talk about those things because the liability for there to be aggression and emotion is too much because it's too triggering, it's too touchy. You get what I'm trying to say? Think about it. People are very emotionally attached to politics. They're very emotionally attached to religion, and they're usually very emotionally attached to their culture and their heritage, their race. So, you don't want to talk about those 3 things because the possibility of something good coming from that is way too low in comparison to the likelihood of it turning out really fucking bad. You're just going to end up making an enemy, right? So when it comes to the opposite sex, it's the same damn thing, right? Let me give you some examples. Put this shit in context for you. Okay, this is what I'll tell women. I tell women all the time, listen, when you go out on a date with a dude, do not talk about work. Okay? Don't bring up work. I don't care if you're a hairdresser or if you work in the corporate or whatever you do, shut that shit up. Okay? If this guy actually asks you about work, it's a very small chance that he's got any G in him because why the hell is he asking you about work in the first place? But if he does, I guess you can get into it or whatever, but I tell women, stay away from politics and stay away from work, okay? Because if men want to discuss politics, they can discuss politics with other men. If they want to discuss sports, they discuss it with other men. And if they want to discuss work, they discuss it with other men, all right? So the likelihood of something good coming from talking about those things with a woman is very low. if you're going to be honest, if you're going to keep it real. If you're going to sit there and lie and say you didn't vote for Trump, then I guess it's not going to go bad, but then you're a bitch ass dude because you're over here lying about who you voted for. Now, if you just say you did vote for Trump, now the date's over, the pussy's dry. And now it's just going to turn into an argument in a debate. And it's like, who the fuck wants to debate a female, bro? Come on, that's not what you came for. You came for a good time, good drinks, good food, and some dessert, if you know what I'm saying. So the point I'm trying to make is don't be stupid and start a conversation that can't potentially go anywhere good for you. So keep the conversation on things that are going to be light, pleasant, fun, interesting, sexy, flirtatious. You feel me? Now, you probably might not know how to do that. Most guys don't know how to do it well, or else they'd have super experience and they'd be a G and all that other kind of stuff. But if you want to learn, exactly, text support.
And then we're driving back, and mind you, I had said like, oh, we're gonna go meet my Walter and my friend now, right? And he said, yeah. I'm talking to him, I'm facing him in the driver's seat, I'm still going, I'm passionate and heated, telling him my views and stuff, and we ended up back at the podcast studio. So I'm like, I'm ready to go home, and we get back up into the podcast studio and we go inside, and he's like, oh, I'm just picking up something, I just had to grab something from the studio. And again, it's like 4 or 5 a.m. in Miami, and like no one's in the studio, but the lights are all on, they have everything set up, and I already knew the way of the apartment. So I'm sitting in the kitchen area of the podcast studio, and he comes over to me and he says, of course you would wear your shoes, because I forgot to take off my shoes.
What?
And yeah. And he was like, of course you would wear your shoes. And then I had like this little vape that my friend had, and I think I hit it once, and he goes, oh, and of course you would do that in here too. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like I started laughing because I thought he was joking, but he seemed very upset. So I was like, okay. So he said, oh, you can just go to the balcony with your shoes and everything. And I was like, okay.
All right, so I might as well touch on 6 again, because I am over here telling you guys, what shit not to talk about. So I guess I should probably give some examples of things to talk about. All right, let's see. One thing that definitely has gotten me to buns many times is talking about some conspiracy type stuff, but automatically flowing that river into an ocean of something spiritual, maybe something sensual. You can't like stay on the conspiracy aspect of it, but you can kind of start there and then flow it into something that a female is gonna more gravitate towards. You know what I'm saying? Like nature, spirituality. I guess you can go with the zodiacs if you want, but of course you gotta know what the hell you're talking about, and you have to come at it from a way that obviously pertains to you, an aspect of it that you can relate to, so that you find the aspect of it that she can relate to, and now you're flowing, you're in sync. Another one is travel. So travel, experiencing different cultures, what the view is in certain places. It's like, have you ever, been to this place and saw the view? Have you ever this city is so romantic, blah, 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 that type of stuff. Another one is music and how it makes you feel. So remember, with women, you always got to go from what is to what it makes you feel. If I can just put it like that, so we're not wasting too much time on this particular, one, but just with women, think of how I can go from matter to feelings. How can I go to the physical realm, to the feelings?
I'm walking out to the balcony, and there's like a door that I hadn't seen open before. Like basically it's an apartment that they made into a studio. So that was the bedroom. So I'm walking like towards the bedroom, into the balcony, like towards the balcony, and he's standing in the door frame, and he just grabs my face and kisses me.
Wow. There you go. He was reading the room, good at reading the signals.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
Kisses me. I'm like, no thanks. Like, I'm like, no thanks. Mind you, this man is like 6'7". And
Did he lead with
Oh.
tongue or no?
I don't even like thinking about it. I
Right,
just
I'm
like,
sorry.
he just kissed me. No,
Right.
It's okay.
Let's not relive that moment.
But he had kissed me, and then I just was like, no thanks, like, whatever. And I was by myself with him, and I had like a bad experience from a past relationship. So also he's very like aggressive online. So I didn't know what he was capable of if I denied it. So I just pushed him off, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go to the balcony.
Number 7. All right, easier said than done. Easier said than done. All right, this is another one that most guys just be fucking it up, and majority of the reason why is because you're not that dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real. For a lot of guys, the reason why a lot of these things on this list are so hard is because they're not that dude, and they want something that they're not entitled to. A lot of this stems back to what I've been saying lately on the channel, which is a lot of you dudes want chicks that are out of your league, and you're not getting in that league. I'm not saying it like, oh, you can never get this girl. What I'm saying is you can't get her right now. It's like going to a dealership and trying to get a car that you can't afford just yet. You're not getting approved for the credit. You're gonna need a co-signer. You're gonna need blah, blah, blah. And then if they even do give you the keys to that motherfucker, you're gonna have to struggle to pay the car note on time to keep that car. You're not in a position to maintain that car. You can't afford the car note, the car insurance, and the oil changes, and the premium gas. You see what I'm trying to say? A lot of you guys are trying to bite off more than you can chew at this present moment. So what happens is when it's not clicking and it's not there, you're still persistent about it. And then you're just playing yourself because now you're coming off as desperate. And what women do with desperate is they don't say, listen, bro, you're acting desperate, bye. The answer is no. That's not what women do with desperate. What women do with desperate is, oh, okay, you want it? You want it that bad? Okay, well, let's see what you're going to do for it. How much more attention are you going to give me? How much more are you going to validate me? You know what? Are you going to start paying for some more shit? Oh, you know what? I got some problems that you can solve. Okay, why don't you go take care of these things for me and come back? Yeah, sure, I'll think about it. See how that works? Now your dumbass works for her. All right, so let me hone in on number 7, which is learn how to read the room, read cues, and read body language. Now, notice I didn't just say one thing. I said those 3 things. You need to know how to do all those 3 things consecutively, and you need to know how to do those 3 things individually. When you're in the club, when you're at the bar, when you're at the mall, I don't care, wherever the fuck you are, and there's people and there's women and there's the girl you're talking to or whatever, you have to know how to read the room, okay? Because when women are in a room with more than one person and there's moving parts, it isn't just about you, all right? I know I'm getting deep, and I know some of you are like, yeah, it's a lot going on, bro. I know my shit. So when you're at a club, for example, she's not just thinking about if she's interested in you or what level. She's literally comparing you like AI. Like think of the Terminator with the target zooming in on people and identifying. That's what they're doing. Like Sean Carter. That's what she's doing, bro. She's totaling up all kind of shit. So you have to be able to read the room also, or you're going to waste your own time. You're gonna play yourself, and you're not gonna play your cards right because you're not even reading what else is in the room properly, and that's how she's assessing you. You're too busy distracted by just her, not realizing that she's not thinking about you as an individual. She's thinking about you in comparison to everything else that's going on in the room, which is why a lot of times guys get rejected very harshly and abruptly because you're trying to talk to this chick in a room with other people that she views as more valuable than you, and like you're over here lowering her fucking stock value by trying to talk to her, and she's like, dude, are you crazy? Like, you have the nerve to try to hit on me. Look at you and look at me. And she's thinking to herself, the guys that I do want to hit on me are seeing your goofy ass hitting on me, and now they're thinking, oh, okay, it's like that. So anyhow, there's a lot more going on than what you see. So learn how to read the fucking room. The next thing is learn how to read cues. A lot of you dudes do not know how to read choosing signals, and when you don't get choosing signals, you don't know how to read the other cues that are being given off by maybe her friends. You see what I'm trying to say? The guy that she's smashing that just isn't talking to her, he just happens to be in the same room with her, so she's actually just talking to you to make that guy jealous, and you're being used as a pawn and you don't even realize it because you're not reading the room or the cues. And then the other one is the body language. You're not reading her body language. All right? So you don't know what to do, you don't know what not to do, you don't know what you need to be doing and what you don't need to be. You don't know. And if you can't read her body language, then you can't put yourself on the right timing. A lot of things are also timing. When to kiss a girl isn't the only thing that's on timing. Everything is on timing. When to make personal touch and contact. All right? When to say certain things. When to say, let me get you a drink. How to say, a lot going on, guys. A lot going on.
Yeah, I was denied it. So I just pushed him off and I was like, oh, I'm just going to go to the balcony.
Yeah, so Myron definitely in this situation isn't reading any of her cues. And yeah, man, he's in PepeLePew land. All right, so anyhow, you know, whatever deformation of character or whatever he was trying to push because I called him a rapist, bro, I had good reason to call him that, and here we are with here we are solidifying why I was saying that, because several, like when I say several, Several women have personally come and told me these things before the podcast was even popping like that. I'm talking about chicks that knew him before the podcast existed. So he has a long history of this. This is his MO. This is his pattern, okay? This is what all the chicks that have dealt with him all say, bro, to a T. So for all you fanboys that are like, oh, you're taking a woman's word, bro, one thing I learned from my mom is that if multiple people are saying something, there's some truth to it. Like what the fuck? How do girls that never met each other, that don't know each other from completely different places, walks of life, whatever, ages, sizes, colors, all tell an identical story about this dude? I don't know. Maybe it could be true, possibly. I don't know. Occam's razor, like. It's amazing to me how hypnotized the young guys, like these young dudes, are today. Like these weak ass incel fanboys, whatever the hell you want to call them, that they really like let this like snake charmer like rock them to sleep, to where they're like thinking that somehow there's this possibility that these women are lying and they're hating on him, or they're clout chasing, or guys, learn how to read the cues. All right, stay your ass out of trouble. This shit right here that she's describing will get you in a lot of trouble. And I'm not picking on Myron. I'm telling you that this is something a lot of guys do. Whether they're going to say, oh, I was drunk, or whatever. The point is, I've been witnessing this type of behavior from guys for many, many years, decades, in fact. A lot of guys are oblivious to how much they are crossing the line and how uninterested women are, just simply because women aren't very direct. Maybe when they get angry, they might be like, dude, leave me the fuck alone, or something like that. But you really have to push a chick before she actually tells you bluntly how she feels. All right? So read the room. All right, so number 8 is gonna sound kind of funny. It's like, am I trying to be funny? Am I trying to joke or something? No, I'm not joking. Number 8, don't kidnap chicks or hold them hostage. And this is another one where guys are gonna be like, that goes without saying, and blah, 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 blah. It's like, stop, okay? Womanese is a thing. So what you consider kidnapping is not what the chick is going to consider kidnapping. It's not what the kidnappee is going to determine as kidnapping. In this case, she damn near is an actual kid, okay? Ha, pun intended, okay? But what I'm saying is, again, this is not some isolated to Myron type shit. A lot of guys do stuff like this, and they don't even realize how it comes off. If a girl is saying she doesn't want to be separated from her friend, she doesn't want to be alone with a dude, but then you force the situation to where she's alone with you, that is a form of kidnapping, and yes, in a court of law, they will phrase it like that. So I'm not exaggerating, I'm not embellishing it. Yes, in court, they will make that shit come off as fucking kidnapping, as that you're holding somebody against their will, all right? And of course, they're gonna side with the woman and treat her like a victim, even though she's an adult and could have just walked out at any time. She could have took an Uber, cab, bus, or just walked, right? She wasn't physically restrained, but in a court of law, crying young girl, half your size, all she has to do is say she was intimidated. All she had to do is say, listen, if I tried to leave, I don't know what he would have done. And you're thinking, I wouldn't have held you. I ain't gonna hold you. That's what you're gonna be saying. Twice her size, though. Twice her size, you're gonna be saying that. So they're not gonna look at what you threatened to do or what you did. They're gonna look at what you have the capability or the capacity to do. All right? So yes, it's very serious what I'm saying. Do not do things that can come off as, or can be interpreted as kidnapping or holding as hostage. If a girl even the slightest bit acts like she wants to leave, let her leave. You should be offering. You should be like, yo, you want to leave? You want to leave? Hey, do you want to leave? Hey, you want me to drop you off? You want me to get you an Uber? Bro. Which just leads back to all the things I was hitting earlier on the list. Stop being desperate. Read the room. Okay, if you don't get a confirmation, no participation. Like all of these things lead up to this, guys. That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm doing here is very fucking calculated. I'm showing you how guys get into these weird ass situations because they don't read any of the previous signs, and they're trying to force themselves somewhere where they're not accepted, where they're not wanted. And this isn't just when it comes to women. My mom used to tell me this when I was younger. Yo, not begging a friend. Like if you're trying too hard to hang out with somebody and to put yourself in a circle, put yourself around a group of kids or whatever, you're gonna get yourself into some shit. Because when something happens, they're gonna put it on you because they don't like you anyway. They didn't really want you there. So if you're putting yourself around people who don't really want to be with you, you're gonna pick up some type of slack is what I'm trying to say. They're gonna probably let you be there, but you're gonna have to do something extra because they don't really want you there. So they're like, all right, if you're gonna carry stuff or you're gonna pay for stuff or you're gonna do this or whatever, I'm like, all right, I guess. Okay? Guys and girls both do this. Okay? There are guys that have some corny ass friend that they let hang out with them, but because he pays for shit, they're like, all right, yeah, you can bring Charlie. You know, Charlie is such a fucking nerd. Yeah, I know, but Charlie buys rounds of drinks. You're like, you're right. Bring Charlie. You see what I'm saying? Charlie will get a table. Charlie will pay for a table. So Charlie's playing himself because he's trying to hang out with dudes who don't really like him, or don't really want to kick it with him. Well, how you think it is when you're over here forcing a girl to hang with you, okay, by doing all this manipulative extra stuff to put her in a situation where she has to be with you, when clearly she doesn't want to, she didn't choose. Remember, women are all about choice. So even if they sort of kind of like you, maybe if there's potential there, she's kind of feeling you. Once you start doing weird shit like this, you're gonna turn her off. Like Carrie Hilson said, you're turning me off, you're turning me off. A lot of dudes be turning chicks the fuck off. Don't be one of those dudes. Hey, tech support.
Yeah, I was texting my friend the whole time, and you see me say like he just told me to get mouthwash or something.
Here, let me pull up this text. Again, guys, we have receipts. This is fully vetted.
Don't split girls up unless they want to. Ask and get the confirmation, guys. Before you take a girl to your place, get the confirmation, guys. Before you try to keep a girl in a room, hotel room, any room, get the confirmation. All right? Go in the room first, invite her in. I don't know how you want to do it. You know, obviously that's on a, situational basis or whatever. But if I could just stress anything about this, don't kidnap or hold chicks hostage, is make sure to get clear confirmations. A lot of you guys are afraid to do that because you're afraid to get rejected. You're afraid to hear no, so you don't even ask the vital questions that you need to be asking because you're too worried about getting rejected, which you probably are going to be because you're probably somewhere you ain't supposed to be and she probably ain't feeling you. You see what I'm trying to say? She probably don't fucking like you, which is why you're so afraid to get these confirmations because you know it's unlikely you're going to get it. Well, that means that she doesn't want to do what you want to do.
I come back from the balcony because I again, like I went to the balcony and tried to stay as much as I could out there so he could just like be like, okay, like let me bring her home now, like get tired of me basically. So I come back in the room and then I go to the bathroom, like in the kitchen. He's like, that's not where the mouthwash is. So I was like, oh, okay, where's the mouthwash? And he points to like the bedroom bathroom.
Are you a little
So
scared at this moment?
I was very uncomfortable. I was very I didn't know, again, like a lot of people, I didn't want to speak out about this either because again, like there's alcohol involved, like a lot of women try to speak out about stuff like this and you usually get the whole, like you asked for it if you didn't do this or that, the third. But like when I was in that moment, like it was like a fight or flight or like freeze. So I basically froze. Like I didn't know what to do, but I was just like keeping in touch with my friend. Like, hey, like, what are you guys doing? Like, can we just go home? But yeah, I mean, he was just trying to keep me there.
At this moment, it does sound a little scary that you're in this studio with this massive dude. He's just come on to you. He tried to kiss you. You rejected him. And now he's kind of ordering you around to mouthwash because at that point, it's like, well, why am I mouthwashing? Are you going to try to make out with me more?
Yeah. And I didn't really see the point in doing the mouthwash of like, I don't know.
So rule of thumb, guys, stop trying to do shit with bitches that they don't want to do with you. I'm going to put it simple like that because that's how I made it simple for myself. I told myself I'm not trying to mess with chicks that aren't as interested or more interested in me than I am in them.
So I just go into this bathroom that he led me to, like, he didn't lead me to, he just pointed to it. And also, I always forget this part whenever I tell this story, but like a little bit beforehand, I had opened the fridge before like he kissed me and stuff. I had opened the fridge and I saw like he had White Claws, like, cause they have like alcohol in the fridge and stuff. And they had a White Claw in the fridge and I was like, oh, White Claw. I was like, oh, can I have one? Like as a joke. And he was like, yeah, you can have one, but just don't tell anybody.
Well, you broke that promise.
Yeah, sorry, Myron.
It's not worth the risk. I don't give a damn how fine she is. She's talking about, hey, you got some candy? You know somebody got some candy? Bro, you don't know nobody got no candy, bro. Let her go find that on her own. If you need that assistance, okay, if you need to provide it for her that bad so you can get a shot at her, then this just brings me back to my slogan, you're not that dude. You get what I'm trying to say? If you got to get her drug of her choice and get her high, you're not that dude, and you're setting yourself up for some serious ramifications on the off chance that something happens. It's gonna come back to you. If you holler at a chick at a bar, club bar, whatever, and you decide you want to bring this chick home first night, if somebody else threw something in her drink, bro, that toxicology comes back, it's on you. Because you were the dude that she was with. You were the dude everybody saw her with. You were the dude that she left with. You're the dude who's in her phone with her. Bro, it's on you. So that's, not even your fault, because you wouldn't have known somebody put something in her drink. But if you're the dumbass that's providing her narcotics, again, like I said, bro, it's not worth it. Now, that's very similar to giving a 19-year-old alcohol, okay? And I used to be over there at that studio. I used to be over there at that podcast, okay? So I was the voice of reason. I was the one that's like making sure that the girls, I would already know what age the girls were before I even brought them. And to be honest with you, I wasn't trying to bring girls under 21 to begin with. Me personally, I don't even books with girls under like 23, 24, bro. I don't even do it. I like 25 and up for a reason, because that little kitty childish phase should be out of them by then. This particular girl is extremely smart, well-spoken. She's book smart and street smart at 19. That's very unique. Most girls aren't. So when some goofy shit happens, it's gonna fall on the adult, it's gonna fall on the oldest person, it's gonna fall on the dude. Myron happened to be all of that. Okay, he's far older than her at 35. He's a dude. He's retired law enforcement. He, of all people, should know better than to be giving this little broad alcohol. You don't be that stupid is my point, okay? This isn't about taking shots at them idiots. Bro, nobody needs to take any more shots at Fresh and Fit, bro. Whoever wants to follow them and listen to their nonsense or just be entertained by it, at this point, it's their choice. The cat's out the bag. We know they're full of shit. We know they have no experience. This is about everyone who's listening not making goofy-ass mistakes that can fuck your life up. Do not give women of any age any drugs, okay? Do not provide alcohol to women under 21.
I'm standing in the bathroom, like trying to kill time again, like a bit on the balcony. When I come out, he's like laying on this bed.
So wait, you were in the bathroom for a long time, just trying to kill time?
Yeah. I was just like, because hopefully, like I was hoping like time would go by and he would get tired and it's like, oh, you have to go. Like.
So
and
you were
also,
just
like,
in the bathroom for a long time. You probably thought you were shitting or something.
Yeah. I was dropping a grumpy.
So something else I wanted to point out earlier that I didn't. That little dumb shit that he did with the, oh, you forgot your wallet, but I'm not gonna bring the wallet back unless you give me your number. Guys, do not do shit like that. See, here's the thing. This is very important because there's a very thin line there. If you are that dude, you do know how to flirt. You can literally say the same sentence and it will be cute and sexy and the girl will be feeling it. You see what I'm trying to say? Now imagine if it was me and my boy was like, yo, my dude. I'm like, yo, what's up? Yo, shorty said she left her wallet in the car. I'm like, oh, word? Hold up, let me see. Oh shit, I got it right here. All right, so bring that back. Hey yo, tell shorty if she want this wallet, she gonna have to call me and tell me herself. You know what I'm saying? I don't do all that deliver a message shit. This ain't no phone cup. You know what I'm saying? Tell her to get on the iPhone, hit me up. She want this, she want this purse. Now, obviously, I would have already read the room. I would have already got the cues, but I probably would have fell back and not been aggressive on it because I'm trying to plant the seed because I know my boy's already messing with a friend or something. You see what I'm saying? So now, when shorty call, I'm not bullying her or leveraging her wallet for her phone number. I just said some old slick cute shit to make her call me. I was gonna bring the wallet anyway. I was just being cute and funny. And then when she does call me and she's like, hey, why are you playing games? I'm like, what you talking about? It's like, you know you have my wallet. Can you please bring it? Hey, I was just messing with you, but listen, would you like to see each other again? I mean, aside from the wallet, obviously I'm gonna bring you back your wallet. I'm not gonna steal your wallet, but I was just saying, damn, how long you in town and maybe we could do something if you ain't doing nothing while Walter's kicking it with your friend. Oh yeah, we could do something. All right, bet. So you want me to save your number or how you want to do it? That's a whole different thing. But all of this forcing her to give it to you and not getting a confirmation. Notice how I said, if you want, I'll lock your number. And if you want me to, I'll save your number. Something like that. And even then, she can be indirect and passive and act like, yeah, sure, you can save my number. And then block me or never answer when I call or text. The point is, at least, I'm not bullying her for her frickin' number. That's basically stealing her number. So he basically stole her number and he basically kidnapped her. You see what I'm trying to say? This is how the shit comes off when she tells the story to somebody else. Just saying, guys.
Whatever. So I'm like standing up next to this bed and I'm texting my friend like because we're just keeping in touch with each other back and forth, like what's going on. And she wanted to go home. I wanted to go home. But the moral of the story, it's the guys were texting and the girls were texting. So like I kept telling Myron, like, I want to go home. Like, Izzy's waiting for me. Like, can we go? And Walter said to my friend at the club, he said, why are you texting her? Why are you texting your friend to go home? Like it was basically like Myron was telling Walter, like, why is her friend telling her to go home? Like, it was just a whole ping
What
pong
on
thing
earth,
going
dude?
on.
You're telling him you want to leave. Like, what the fuck?
I didn't know what I was doing. And
Right,
also,
it's
like, I
not
didn't
your
have the
city.
keys. Yeah, I didn't have the keys to my friend's apartment, so I didn't feel like going, like taking an Uber there and just waiting.
Right.
So that's when I had asked her, like, oh, can you have him drive to here to pick me up? And he was refusing, and it was just a whole thing.
All right, so she's about to give you another example of 7. And again, this isn't about Myron. This is about men in general. Listen to what she's about to say right now, and you can't tell me that you've never done this in your life and you don't know any other guys that have done this. Fail to read the cues and continue to keep trying to do something that she's trying to let you know she doesn't want done.
And then so at this point, like, I'm standing next to this bed, and then I'm like trying to, like, again, like, give him cues, like, I want to leave, I don't want to be here. And he's like, oh, you can sit on the bed. So I sit on the bed, and I'm sitting at the edge of the bed, like the memes, how they say how girls are. And I'm sitting at this edge of the bed. He's like, oh, you can come up a little bit more. So now I come up, and I leave a nice gap between the both of us where it's, like, very obvious, like, I don't like you, that I'm leaving a gap between us. And I'm on my phone. He's on his phone. And I remember, again, I was speaking about my views. Once again, he just jumps on top of me and starts making out with me.
Wow.
Like trying to kiss me and stuff. And so I'm like, I have my hands, like, on him where it's like I don't want him, like, laying on me, like, intimately, so I'm just holding my hands up, and I'm like, no. Like, this was about, like, max a minute long, and I was wearing, like, this shirt, and it's like a very loose shirt, whatever, and he basically lifts up the shirt and made a comment, and then I was like, I'm done, I'm over this, like, and
Wait,
I
he
said to
lifted
him,
up your shirt and kind of looked at underneath it and commented?
yeah, my chest, because I have piercings.
I'm sorry, you say what?
No, I said I have piercings, so he made a comment on it.
Oh, okay.
And it was very creepy. It was very weird.
I don't want to. This is very bad.
And that's very important. It saves you a lot of headache. It saves you a lot of liability. It saves you a lot of bullshit. When you're out here running after chicks that ain't chasing you, what happens is if anything goes south, if anything that happens, you look like the bad guy. You look like the abuser. You look like the harasser. You see what I'm trying to say? A chick will make you like a harasser real quick. And I'm going to tell you how it happens. By the chick not being direct, by the chick being passive, letting you do all of this stuff and build it up, and you have no idea that you're annoying her, that you're harassing her, that you're badgering her, that you're stressing her, that you're coming off as thirsty, you're coming off as desperate. You have no idea. You're just over there thinking you're kicking game. You're over there with your stupid ass flirting, and she doesn't think it's cute. You're making jokes that she doesn't think is funny. You're making advances that she doesn't want, and then eventually you catch her on a bad day or you catch her in a bad mood, and then she snaps on you. And then when people are like, hey, what's up, are you okay? She's like, no, man, this guy won't leave me alone. This guy's a fucking creep. And then you're like, whoa, no. You see what I mean? Now you're in a world of trouble. And people are like, yo, leave her alone, bro. She's not interested. Like, why are you bothering her? Like, why are you harassing her? And it's like, now you look like you've been doing this shit forever. You look like you're a stalker. Like you see what I'm trying to say? Now, how did this happen? Because she wasn't being direct on how she feels, and you weren't interpreting it.
I think he may have assaulted you. I mean, at this point,
it was my experience.
He also implicationed you a little bit too. The way they split you guys up, and I think you got implicationed. I think you got dentist systems. So what's going through your mind as it's lunging on you now?
It was very quick. So I was just like, no, like right away in my head, I was like, no, I don't want to have like sex with this person. Like I don't. So I like, as soon as he like makes that comment, I push him off me and I say, I verbalized to him, I said, I don't want to have sex with you. Did you think I came here to have sex with you? And he got very mad. Like he just got mad. Like he did like a little toddler thing where he was huffing and puffing, went and goes on his phone. Like my friend was also like drunk at the club with Walter, and she was texting me saying like, I'm gonna walk home because he's not bringing me home. And it was just like a whole big
true
thing
gentleman.
Going on.
So both of them are refusing to give you guys rides home.
Yeah, so I had asked Myron, I said, can you drive me to my friend's apartment? And he said, no, I parked my car already.
Awesome.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna order my Uber now. And he was like, okay. Like just acting like a complete toddler. Like in my entire, like I felt like I was looking in the face of a 15-year-old, like a 15-year-old boy that like, oh, I didn't give him a kiss or whatever. Like, I order my own Uber. And I'm walking out and I'm like, oh, my Uber's coming. Like, can you walk me downstairs? Because I didn't know how to work this building. So he walked into the elevator, pushes the button, and walks away, like with no comment. He just pushes the button and walks back into the studio. And I get into my Uber. And like at that point, I think that's when it kicked in. I started crying because I was like, I don't know what just happened, but I feel uncomfortable. And I that's where you could read the rest of the messages with my friend because I mentioned everything in there.
You started crying? I don't blame you. That whole thing is really traumatic. Is they intentionally split you guys up. And then he took you all the way out to the studio. And then basically stranded you there. He's like, well, if you want to leave, you got to Let me read this. He's disgusting. Wait till I get home. Is Walter driving you home? Yes, I'm still at the club, though. Ask Walter if he can pick me up from the studio, drive us both home. I'm about to walk out. Answer, bro. Please let me know if you're okay. I'm okay. Dude, he's disgusting. I'm making him drive me home right now. Are you going home? Yes, I'm going home soon. Okay, I'm going to make him drive me home right now. Myron just tried to have sex with me. I said no, and he's mad because I said no. Lol, the fuck did he expect? Dude, when are you going home? He's a fucking weirdo. Is Walter bringing you home? Because I told Myron you're going home right now so he can Uber me home. I'm leaving soon, but if he knows Walter is taking you home, he's going to be weird. Why is he texting Walter? I think so, but wait, leaving with Walter, right? Leaving now, yes, leave now. What are you doing 1 minute away? I'm getting my Uber. 3 minutes away. Bro, Byron's a fucking piece of shit. Home, need me to come down and wait? Now, I'm getting my Uber, blah, blah, blah. Yes, please, Kay. Bro, I want to cry. I'm coming, we'll talk. I'm coming down the block. I hate to say it. I don't want to make you feel some type of way, but that was super, that's crazy.
All right, so at the last one right now, this shit went super long, but there was so much to dissect here, and everything that I touched on it vaguely, because the point is I want people to join this program. I want people to join this new system I'm putting together because I'm confident it's going to change everything, bro. I can't stress how much this is going to change shit because I thought about it and I was like, you have to show, not tell. You can't explain these type of things to guys. You have to basically show them. All right, so in getting up out of here, number 9 is basically never force yourself on her. And again, I know guys are thinking, wait, that's obvious. That would be rape and that would be assault and we know that. Guys, stop. Most guys do stuff like this and they don't even realize that they're forcing themselves on the girl. Why? Because they watch too much TV and they didn't practice this shit in real life when they were younger. So now they're grown-ass men thinking that you can just push yourself on a girl at 30-something. It's not the same as trying to kiss a girl at 12, 13, 14, 15. It's not the same. Okay, you're not a threat when you're 12 trying to learn how to kiss a girl and how to feel her out and know when is the time to make the move, right? It's completely different. You know how the expression boys fight, men kill? Well, ain't nobody afraid that a 12 or 13-year-old is gonna grape somebody. Okay, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm not saying little kids haven't been charged with something like that. I'm just saying it's not the same threat as a dude that's over 200 pounds, over 6 foot, you know what I'm saying, trying to force a kiss on a chick that's 120 pounds. It's not the same thing, guys. So what I'm trying to say is I'm being practical here. He would have never been in that position if he learned how to do what I'm talking about, which is confirm. And that's one of the main things that I'm going to be teaching guys, showing guys, and demonstrating to guys in real fucking time, meaning that when the girl's texting, you're going to see the little when she's fucking writing what she's writing, okay, is how to confirm these things way ahead of time. Let me just give you a quick scenario so you can understand what I'm trying to say. If you're alone with a chick, okay, and then you're trying to like bust a move, and you're trying to, okay, should I kiss her, should I grab her, should I touch her, or whatever, if you're asking all those questions because you don't have no fucking confirmation, okay? You're physically with her trying to try some shit now, roll some dice. But if when you were texting with her, you did a more advanced version of what Fresh does, which is the, yo, can you handle me? Can you handle me? Okay, so he's on the right track with that. Because what he's doing is he's getting the confirmation ahead of time so that when he is alone with the girl, it's not like, what are you doing? What are you doing? No, I didn't come here to have sex. I didn't want to, no. If a girl says that to you, you fucked up. Straight up, straight the fuck up. If a girl says to you, oh, I didn't come here to have sex. Oh, I didn't plan to have sex with you tonight or whatever. Bro, you fucked up. There is no more fuck up to the fuck up. Like you're done. You're toast. And the way you get in that situation is by not getting the confirmation, by not doing the preemptive ahead of time through text or through conversation at dinner or wherever the fuck you spoke to her before you were alone in a bedroom with her or wherever you're trying to make something happen. The reason why I could smash girls in the back seats of cars, in broom closets, on roofs, on the beach, and all that other kind of stuff is because I'm getting a confirmation before I even take her to that secluded place. So when we're creeping off, she knows what we're creeping off for. She's on board. She's on board. She's on the program, motherfucker, because she knows what the program is. Yes, I'm getting aggravated, I'm getting frustrated because guys put themselves in these situations and then they say, oh girls, oh girls, oh girls. It ain't old girls, bro. It's guys. It's men. Men are the ones that put themselves in this position. No chick puts you in the friend zone. You put your fucking self in the friend zone. Okay? No chick played you. You played yourself. All right, guys? Real talk. I will show you how to get the confirmation. That way, when you're alone with her, it's going down for real. There won't be any surprises. She knows what you're trying to do, and she already agreed to it. You feel me? So, anyhow, before, hold on. Let's see where we're going with this.
Trying to get you back to his house. Holy shit.
Yeah, how dare you not want to have sex with me? I'm
sure, could have been genuine.
Yeah, so right now, this right there is like, it's a combination of all of them. Like, he's trying to get her to come back, so he's being desperate. And then she's obviously not feeling that, so he's also not reading the cues. Then he's like forcing himself on her. It's just too much going on, guys. All right? The moral of the story is don't do any of the dumb shit that he did. And I just explained to you the better way to go about it, and at least, at bare minimum, the mindset that you should have when in these situations, or how to not even get in this situation in the first place.
And wait, there's more.
And remember, this is a 35-year-old man who's stranded a 19-year-old girl in his apartment, trying to get her drunk all night, jumping on top of her, and then making her get her own ride home after he doesn't get what he wanted from you. Wow. Okay, so what happened the next day?
And right away, I look at my phone, and there's a text from Myron, and then that's where you can read those texts.
Okay, here we go from Myron. I don't know if yesterday was planned with you, but it wasn't cool. I really didn't think you were that type of girl. Oh, he's mad at you?
Yeah,
What?
he was very mad because I didn't give it up. I say it further in the text.
So first thing in the morning, he's texting you hate messages. I don't know if yesterday was planned with you and your friend, but it wasn't cool. I really didn't think you were that type of girl. Very disappointing. Type of girl what? To just want to hang out and not want to fuck me the minute you see me? So you say, what do you mean by that type of girl, and what do you think could have been planned between us? If I can't get an explanation what that type of girl is, then don't label me as that. You know what you did? Actually don't, so please enlighten me. You could come over and we can talk about it. How does this guy still want to hang out? He's still trying to get you back to his house. Holy shit.
Yeah, how dare you not want to have sex with me?
Sure, could have been genuine.
I have all these cars and all this money, and how dare you? Like, I didn't know you were that type of girl to have respect for yourself. I think that's
right.
Like,
I'm so disappointed.
Yeah,
I'm so disappointed that our elaborate plan to separate you two and sleep with you both after meeting you once. I'm so disgusted by you.
Yeah, that's exactly what I felt like, because I really think he lives in a world. Like, I think he believes everything he says. Like, I do believe he's insecure, but everything that he says, I think he genuinely believes.
Well,
like,
he's never had a girlfriend, and he's.
Yeah, he said something too
35.
along the lines, like on the episode I was on. He said that he never chased after girls in school because it was a distraction. And another friend of mine said, just say you didn't get girls. It's simple.
Yeah. So in closing, here's a dude over 6'2", making well over $2K a year, owns multiple cars, multiple properties, yet women are still turned off and disgusted by him. He's not short, he's not ugly, he's not broke, yet he is getting the same response that those type of guys get. And the reason why is because his ass don't got this tech support. He don't have the experience, he don't know what the hell to do. And that's just, it is what it is. This is what happens when you spend your whole damn life not getting that hands-on experience with girls as you're growing up. And then what happens is the ignorance and the lack of experience compounds over decades, and you find yourself 3 decades in with about as much experience as guys with 1 decade. And I'm not even exaggerating. The way that he behaved in this situation, he literally has the experience of a 14-year-old. Well, she said 15, and I agree with her on that. The things that Myron were doing were straight up 15-year-old guy behavior, all right? That type of thirstiness, that type of anger and getting mad when you don't get the box, and you know what I'm saying, trying to force the girl to be with you, sending your friend to talk to her for you. Bro, these are all teenager moves, okay? And I'm like, again, I'm not bashing, I'm not like exaggerating for dramatic effect. I'm being extremely literal here. This is exactly the type of behavior you expect from a 13 to 16-year-old. And the crazy shit is that's supposed to be the behavior of a 13 to 16-year-old because you're trying to figure this shit out, all right? So anyhow, in getting up out of here, I'm gonna be promoting and pushing this tech support thing because I know it's gonna change the game, and I know a ton of guys are gonna get results from it and learn how to maneuver this type of stuff because I've already been doing it with guys on the one-on-one, and I'm just like, wait a minute, there's a way to do this on a grand scale. There's a way to do this wholesale, the same way I'm doing the 100-day challenge, where I got several guys learning how to diet and cut down all at the same time. So it's actually really time efficient. And the guys are loving the camaraderie, right, and the teamwork. So real quick, I want to thank some guys because, like, hold on, let me see, who do I got to thank here? Because I've been asking for the iPhones. You know, I need the iPhones. So, you know, I need iPhones to do this damn thing that I'm trying to do, guys, so I can text the girls in real time and show you. So right now, you know, guys are sending the iPhones. So I appreciate that. I want to thank JR, iPhone 10. I want to thank Matt, an iPhone 6S. It's old in a bitch, but we appreciate you. We're still waiting for that to come in the mail. Ellie, Jen with another iPhone 10. Appreciate you. And Jonas with an old ass iPhone 5S that hasn't arrived yet either. So I'm waiting on a couple more phones that guys have promised to send. But I need plenty more. Like, I literally need like infinite iPhones if possible to do what I'm trying to do, so that I can have multiple, you know, demonstrations going on. But like I said, guys, it's going to be worth it. You're not only going to be helping yourself, you're going to be helping other guys, other brothers. You're going to make this a real educational channel, which is what I want. That's the priority to me. I'm not even like any other YouTuber right now because I see other people's content strategy and their monetization strategy and all this kind of shit, and I'm like, I don't even want to do any of that. You know, I'm not saying it's not dope. Everybody's doing their thing, and that's beautiful. But I like to kind of do things my own way. You know, in bodybuilding, I won my pro card with no coach. Like, that's, you know, for any of you guys know anything about bodybuilding, that's like unheard of. You know, to like literally go through the whole amateur ranks without a fucking coach and do everything yourself, all your nutrition, all your diet, all your programs, everything, my posing, I did everything by myself. And that's just because I wanted to do it differently. I wanted to kind of do it my way. I did it my way. And that's kind of how I want to do YouTube. All right, so thank you guys for your support. It's been wonderful, and I know it's just getting started. That's the crazy thing. It's like I'm just getting fucking started. So yeah, man, me and homie, I told you guys we booked the flights already. We're like trying to decide what apartment we're gonna go with because I need a hot tub and a jacuzzi and everything for the girls. So that's gonna be cray. So yeah, so the travel maxing is gonna be dope. There's a lot of people in YouTube that's like doing that or whatever, and I'm just like, all right, that's cute or whatever. You ain't gonna do it better than me. Like, I'm just, you know, call it cocky or arrogant or whatever. It's like, you're not gonna do it better than me. And I'm saying that because I watch these people's shit, and I'm thinking to myself, when I travel, I do it better than that. I just didn't have a camera with it. So even when I see like Fresh, you know, trying to vlog shit with girls, I'm thinking to myself, all my dates are doper than that. I just never thought to like pull out a camera on some vlog shit. So I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start vlogging dates, you know, in other countries at first, but then when I get back into the States, I'm gonna start vlogging dates in the States too, because I see that it's beneficial to guys, not entertainment. Everybody that I see doing it's like mostly entertainment. I'm thinking more the educational value of it. So that's gonna be dope. So anyhow, guys, if you got any phones that you wanna donate to the channel, please get in my email and talk to me, let me know what you got. I'll send you the address, ship it out. Of course, you're gonna get your membership to the group chat indefinitely, so you'll just be in there forever. Everybody else is gonna be a monthly thing. But like I said, well worth it, well worth it. You're gonna get plenty of value, plenty more dates and plenty more buns. And you're gonna save hella time and hella money because you're not gonna be going out there wasting your time with chicks that ain't trying to fucks with you. You ain't gonna have a situation like this fucking with me, I tell you that. All right, guys? So keep it authentic as always, and I'm up out of here.